Chag Hasif. Hasukos is the holiday of gathering in the produce. Ein me'ore or gorin Yaakov. It brings that you have the gorin of Yaakov, the threshing field of Yaakov, of the grain storehouse of Yaakov is Yisod Nokfa, is the Yisod of the feminine aspect. It gathers in the grain. The masculine aspect inside it. So from Aleph, or that's the place that's seated. So the garden is the place where you put you sow the seeds. So that's Yisod Nukfa. Ein Raim Hem Mishpatim Kuf Tezayin from Aleph Yud Kuf Beis Yichud Kedusha Bracha. So you have this concept of Yichud Kedusha and Bracha. V'zeu Inyan Baki. It's a concept of Baki, I guess being knowledgeable in Torah. V'ini Achita V's'orat V'tvuas Goren. So the wheat and the barley, the produce of the granary, and that's the revealed part of Torah. And mizeh b'dibur hamaschil usfartem lachem v'agoren v'sham dashim v'zorim. That's where you have this hitting of the grains and the sowing of the seeds, lidchos, or throwing into the air to separate the chaff, lidchos hamotz, to separate out the bad from the good, v'hu kushios, and that's a concept of the questions that you ask in Torah. In Nigla de Torah, to separate the bad from the good, until you have a clear halacha, and it'll be held in the mind of remembering, that you'll remember it. And that's what it means, that it's the Yisod of Nokva, that it connects the flow from the Mashpia to Mekabel, that it should be Niklad, like the concept that the tied sheep, the sheep that had those tied marks, those were the ones that went to Yaakov. So the concept of tying, the hashpah, is like the attribute of Yaakov, v'yekev, and the concept of the Yekev also. So Yichud Bracha Kedusha, which is the letters in Yaakov. You have also the place where they made the wine, boyayin v'shemen, and the oil. That's where they would crush the wine and the olives into wine and oil. And that's the hidden part of Torah, the wine and the oil. So there's the difference between the Goren, which is the revealed part of Torah, and the Yakev, which is the secrets of the Torah. Yain hasasim shalagalia, that wine is the secrets of the revealed part. They have the secrets behind the revealed part that are connected to them. The shem neraza derazin, and the shemen, the oil, is secrets of the secrets. And you have to have in them this crushing in the gas, where they would crush the grapes and the olives. But all of this is still in the field. Like it says, that we are gathering sheaves in the field. By Yosef, Ubiyamei Hasif. But in the time of gathering, Mevim El Ha'ir, it's brought into the city, B'chinas Ir Elokeinu, the concept of the city of our Elokeinu. The concept is, so what does it mean when you take these parts of the Torah, you bring it to the city? And the concept, he called Omer in Liela Torah Chulu, because somebody who only says that I only have Torah, so they don't even have Torah. Therefore, you have to, the elevation of the Torah is through tefillah. Like it says, when you come to the land shall rest. And that's like the idea of that he comes here and his Talmud is in his hand. So too, that's the idea of you come to the land and the land rests because he has his Talmud in his hand. That it doesn't stay below. So he's getting to the concept that the Ir Elokeinu is this idea of Mistama Tefillah, the concept of the Osios of Tefillah. So this idea that he comes to here, that's like when it says, when you come to the land, the concept of when you go upwards, when you go up and your Torah doesn't stay down. And that's what it means when you gather your grains. So that's your Torah that you grew, so to speak. You're gathering it to take with you to go when you go up. Through saying Shema Yisrael, and you love, and so forth. And that's the honor of Hashem will gather you in. The concept of Asif, and that if you do the mitzvah, so Hashem gathers you in. You go upward. When you go upwards to take your Torah to Hasif b'Tishrei, and that's why the gathering is in Tishrei. Because the 10 days of Tshuva is a broken heart. Tshuva days Aliyah Torah mitzvahs shall call Hashana. Through this you elevate the Torah mitzvahs of the whole year. I am Dibon Amaskul Shavtim Chulu. So that's the concept of Asif, of gathering in, that you have this Ir Elokeinu, which is the 10 days of Tshuva, and through the Tefillah and Tshuva of the 10 days of Tshuva. So that's gathering in all the Torah mitzvahs that you did the entire year. And that's why it says you should make yourself a holiday of Hasukos, when you've gathered in all of your acts. And it says Maasecha, all of the things you did, and that's where it says that Yisrael should rejoice in their Maker, because we rejoice in our service of Hashem with joy. And that how 1 hour of tshuva in this world is better than the world to come. Masham Rizal, Psolis, Goren, V'Yakev, and so that all is a concept of joy in the mitzvahs. Now, our sages said that the leftovers of the threshing floor and the wine crushing al derech psolacha, like what the pasuk says, by the luchos, that the psolis you have the psolis of the luchos, shtei luchos, the Moshe got rich from. Because the leftovers from the wisdom above is Torah. That's why it says you have the psolis of the Goren of Yaakov. The leftovers of is the concept of Torah as well. Through this leftovers of Chachma Shel Maila, you have how Hashem it becomes like a shadow over you through our rejoicing in Hashem, in the mitzvos. So, Yismach Hashem b'masav, Hashem rejoices in us, in His acts. Zaman Simchaseinu, we have the time of our joy. So we gather all our Torah mitzvahs from below, in Tshuva and Lev Nishbar from below, and Hashem. In turn, you have this shadow from above. Hashem rejoices in us. Gamal derech v'Hashem yasfeini. Similar to the idea of how Hashem gathers us in, we gather in our Torah mitzvahs and go upwards, and Hashem will gather us. B'dibur hamaskil shuvah Yisrael v'aynu kesha'asu be'ushim, like when the pasuk says that he waited to have anavim vayas be'ushim, and instead it made be'ushim, grapes you can't eat. Kesha'asu mitzvos. And when we made mitzvos, and so the point is that we did our avodah from below, and Hashem then gathers us in from above. Hashem yasvecha. Or we could say that this Yisrusad Leila from above is higher than Yisrusad Lasata from below. The Yisrusad Lasata Nikrapsolecha, that the arousal from below is called the dregs, the leftovers of the Gorin and Yakev, Kiyochel Kamoni, Talmud Lomar Chulu, because you might think that our holiness is compared to His holiness. Therefore it says, Kikadoshani, because that His holiness is higher than ours, that the Yisrusad Leila from above is beyond our efforts from below. So that's the two explanations in the Makif of the Sukkos, that it's either in a direct or Yisrusad Leila, or it's one that's beyond our efforts. Now, in terms of the unity and the blessing and holiness, these three concepts that come together in Yakev and Baki that he brought before, it's brought in the Ramaz and Ekev, Kedusha Mechachma, that the holiness refers to wisdom, Bracha Mebina, and the blessings from Bina, Yichud Kavhem Tzoi, and the unity is in the middle path. And we can say the concept of unity is the concept of alone, the highest level, Kedusha, Bracha, and the holy and the blessed is Soviv Kol Almin, Umamalak Kol Almin, that refers to the encompassing of the worlds and the filling of the worlds. Shezeu Perush HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that's what it means, the Holy One, blessed be He, that He's holy, but He's drawn down into the world. So you have the Yachid is beyond in the worlds, and Soviv is, so to speak, encompasses the worlds, and Mamar fills the worlds. V'chein matzasi achar kach b'aramaz parsha states al daf reishayin zayin amud aleph dibur hamaskil mevarich ba shekasav v'sod yichud heichal haratzon. So it brings there about mevarich that you have this the concept of unity is the palace of desire of will, of divine will, the Kodesh HaKodashim, in the Holy of Holies. So that's in Mochin. In Chachma, Ubracha Bina, and Bracha refers to Bina, Ukdusha Chachma, V'yichud B'keser. And so Heichal Haratzon is either in Tiferes or Das, but here he says the Kodesh Kodashim. So there's two Heichalos. There's Heichal Haratzon, which is Tiferes, and there's Heichal Kodesh Kodashim as well. So he says, but he doesn't explain. Kedusha, but anyway, so Heichal Haratzon is Yichud, and Heichal Kodesh Kodashim as well. And Bracha is Bina, and Kedusha Chachma, V'yichud B'keser. So okay, so here you go. You have So he says it's the Yichud Heichal Haratzon B'Kodesh HaKadashim. You have the unity of Heichal Haratzon in the Holy of Holies. So Bracha is Bina and Kedusha is Chachma. So you have the Yichud of Chachma and Bina, B'Yichud B'Keser, and the Yichud is in Keser. So that's Yichud Bracha Kedusha is Keser Chachma Bina. B'Parshas Palos Chadaf Kuf Nun Aleph Amud Beis Kenoda Mesod Yabok, and he brings there as well from Parshas Palos Chaz is known from the secret of Yavok. Yichud B'Das, how the Yichud is in Das, which might fit better with Kodesh. Yichud B'Das Bracha Bina Kedusha B'Chachma. So the Das is in the middle, even though we said in the other my makom that's in Keser, it's in the Kavem Tzoi. So over here he brings it as in Das Bracha Bina Kedusha B'Chachma Kanashono in reference to Yabok. I'm in Bracha Kedusha B'Biur HaZohar Parshas Balak, and look what's brought concerning this bracha and kedusha and the beer of Zohar, Parshas Balakal, Pasuk Baruch Hu Chulach, Milamata Lamayla, Baki Tchila, but that's Yabok. When you have Yichud bracha kedusha, but when you have Baki from below to above, Tchila bracha. First you have the blessing. Mahamshich Kol Zeh B'Malchus, Mea brachos. You have the 100 brachos to draw it down into Malchus. Al Tikri Ma'ala Mea Chulu. Don't say Ma, say Mea. So that's in Bina. Achar Kach Kodesh. And then you have Holy Vasamirivos Kodesh that comes from the multitudes of holy, Lamayla Mebechinas Mea, higher than the concept of 100. Yichud Mebechinas Chad V'lo B'chushban Chulu. And then you have the unity, which is from the concept of one, but not in accounting. Uba Avoda. And in terms of Avodas Hashem, it's from that will that's beyond intellect. Because the intellect is called the tens. Torah Lafim, and Torah is called the 1,000 Alpaim Shana. The Torah was 2,000 years before the world. So that's maybe Bracha. Rivavos Bechinas Oneg, and Rivavos is the concept of pleasure. Oneg Ha'elyon Va'im Chalo Chafatzti, that I don't desire anything other than you. So that would be Chachma. So that's 10,000s. So the Seichel, and then Rivavos it's Bracha, and Kedusha is Rivavos Va'yichud Chad V'chol Lo B'chushban. And the unity is when you have only one, but it's not in accounting. L'tfunaso ein mispar, that the understanding, there's no end to it. It's without number. Liosmuas b'ra mamash, to truly not desire, to truly despise the bad. So if Rivavos is the concept of V'im chalo chafatzti, so Yichud Chad V'lo B'chushban is to truly despise the bad completely. Like to despise something against his will, negative sono kain v'zoa yichud, and that's the concept of unity. Lios echad ve'echad mamash, to be echad be'echad is to truly be one with what's above, to only desire that. Not sure why im chaluchafatzti on the side of desire is not as high as imoas bira. And that you have this chaff, which is like the chaff of the wheat. It's like lios disha, and you have to have this threshing. Yekev chatzev bo. You have also the yekev that the pasuk in Yeshaya, shiranali didi shirastodi lekarmo. So it says there that he also dug a yekev there. You have Yichud Kedusha Bracha. Miyadcha nosanulach, from his hand it was given to you. From the concept of, and from the shadow of my hand I will cover you. So that's This is the concept of the shadow of the sukkah. Tzadikim yichud soviv kolamin, but mamala kolamin and tzadikim is the unity of the encompassing and the inner. Kesheves avihi, Shabbos, like Shabbos, I guess. Avihi ki bina ima, because the bina is the mother. Ad hod hispashtas only goes until hod. Yesod nukva nimshach mebas avi bittul, but the sort of nukva it comes from the daughter of my father, which is bittul. So you have the coming from bina is the mother, is only goes until hod, but from the father, which we said comes the sort of nukva, which is this idea of God and Yaakov, which is the yisod of nukva.